Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, and today I'm just gonna be kind of spouting off some random, interesting celebrity facts. And there's so much out there, this doesn't even scratch the surface, but I thought it would be fun. We're using mostly Dollar Tree makeup, but there are a few items that are not from the Dollar Tree, but they're all under $5. A lot of the items are things that I recently hauled in some videos. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, you're in the right place. Before we get started, I do want to invite you to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And of course, if you are returning, thank you so much for returning. So yes, without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So as always, I'm going to start with my eyebrows, and I don't really have a new product. So I'm gonna go into this LA Colors Honey Lavender palette, and I'm just gonna see what this shade right here will do. Oh yeah, that's gonna work just fine. It's a little powdery, but that's okay. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is a couple of phobias that some celebrities have. I always think these are, I wanna say funny, but I also wanna be sensitive too, but they are, you know, it is funny sometimes to see what people kind of have a phobia about, you know what I mean? So Matthew McConaughey apparently has a phobia of revolving doors, which I get. There is kind of that sense of panic. I remember as a kid just being a little panicked. And I really don't like the ones that are like automatic. Those are particularly scary. Then Tyra Banks, whom I miss her talk show. I remember it was on for a few years ago, and I used to love it. But she has a fear of dolphins. And I don't know if something happened or if that's just something she's always been afraid of. And then Nicole Kidman is afraid of butterflies. Now, I'm not really afraid of butterflies, but like if one sneaks up on me, it startles me. So I mean, I get it. I really do kind of understand it. That really did a nice job. It's a little warm, but that's okay. We always make it work. So like I said, these are just like random facts. So I'm just gonna be kind of firing them off as we go. So it's not just Dollar Tree makeup today. I do have a couple other random items in there as well, but everything is, if it's not $1, it's under $5. So to clean up my brows, I'm gonna use the AOA Studio Liquid Concealer. This is in Buff. So we all remember when Madonna kissed Britney Spears during the VMAs. That was in 2003. And she kissed Christina Aguilera too. It just does not get as much attention as Britney. But anywho, apparently Madonna's first choice for that performance was J-Lo, which I never knew. And speaking of Britney, and I did not know this, and I kind of feel like I know everything, about some of these stars, at least everything that's out there. But apparently Britney Spears was in a girl group called Innocence. It's spelled like in no sense instead of like innocence. And it was supposed to be like the American version of the Spice Girls, apparently. So then another thing, and I had no idea about this, apparently before Jennifer Aniston filmed the pilot for Friends, she turned down a spot on Saturday Night Live, which I had absolutely no idea. I thought that was really, really interesting. It's not like she was shooting Friends or on Friends and turned it down, but it was before the pilot of Friends. So she really didn't know if she was gonna be like successful, I just thought that was very interesting. My eyebrows are a little warm. It's a little warm. It's fine though, it will work. So this mug right here, I bought at Marshall's last year, and it's got cats on it, of course, but I literally bought it because I liked this little one right here that's turned around. I know, it's just silly. So I promised, and I failed to do a green makeup look. And so I'm doing a green makeup look today. Finally, I'm so sorry. So I do have a lot of different green eyeshadow. I want to try to use something new. So of course I got my LA Colors one, but I did this around the holidays, but I did recently in a haul pick up this e.l.f. Mint Melt eyeshadow palette. It's my first mini palette purchase, and I have used this once already. So I think I'm gonna use this for a look. I might go into this trendy eyeshadow palette by LA Colors and use some of like the darker colors here, but I'm gonna try to pretty much stick to this. So we're just gonna use this and get a really pretty green look today. So first color I'm gonna go into is this pastel right here and put it all over. So for a couple jobs that some celebrities had, like before they were famous, I always find these interesting because we kind of forget that, you know, celebrities weren't always famous. So apparently Kanye West worked at the Gap, and I literally can't even picture that. I think that's just so funny. And apparently Madonna worked at Dunkin' Donuts. And apparently she was fired after 1 week for messing with the jelly machine. I don't know what she was doing with or to the jelly machine, but yeah, she was fired after 1 week. So you just, you know, we're not all cut out for everything, you know what I mean? This shade here is buildable. Like at first you don't think it's gonna do much, but it does build very well. So Ashton Kutcher's real name is apparently Christopher, and apparently he has webbed toes. That I knew, that I had heard somewhere, but I did not know his real name was Christopher. So next I'm gonna smoke out my eye with that shade right there. And use like kind of a more concentrated brush. So apparently Matthew Broderick, when he was real young, I guess this was in 1987, he was in Northern Ireland with his then girlfriend Jennifer Grey. I had no idea that they dated, but he was in I think a head-on collision, and the accident ended up killing a 28-year-old woman and her mother, and he was convicted of careless driving. So he apparently sustained like a broken leg and some other injuries. And Jennifer Grey was actually just getting ready to start publicity for Dirty Dancing, and luckily she only had some minor bruising. So now I'm gonna go, I am gonna use both shimmers. I'm gonna start with this really green one right here, and of course I'm gonna use a flat brush and spray the brush. And once again, under $5, actually it's $1, my LA Colors setting spray. So now here's something to kind of make us all feel a little bit better about ourselves if we feel like we're failing at life. But apparently the Obamas, they were both in their 40s when they paid off their student loans, which means I think it would have been like just before Obama would have become president, and they were, you know, successful and had good jobs and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, life gets in the way, you know. I'm just gonna blend the line a little bit. The other day I didn't really use this green shade, I used the lighter shade. That's really, really pretty, you guys. I'm gonna go back into that dark shade a little bit with that other brush and just kind of blur that line. So I'm gonna hold off on the inner corner for right now. I'll come back to that and finish up the eyes once we get everything else in place, as always. So for lashes, I'm gonna use the Ioni Lash Glue, and these, I've worn these before, they're the LA Colors Jewel Eyes False Lashes. These are in Precious. So I'm gonna apply these off camera and I will be right back. So now we're gonna move on to the face, and I've got this, I really don't like it, yet I continue to buy it. I don't know why, but it's the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. This is in True Beige. I think the last one I purchased was too dark. It was in like tan, way too dark, way too orange. So at least this is gonna be in my right shade. So, and sometimes I guess I buy it so I have something a little bit different, you know, because foundation, we just don't have as many foundations, you know. Shake it up real good. This is a Sassy Chic blending sponge. And I don't know, maybe I'm just hoping I will at some point change my mind. So, and I think I'm gonna mess up her name, Zoe Saldana, who of course was in the movie Avatar and Guess Who with Ashton Kutcher. Apparently she can move her eyeballs in like different directions, which is crazy. This is probably the best I have ever liked this foundation, although I feel like it's going on kind of weird on my forehead, but everywhere else I'm not hating it. I'm sure it depends on how we feel our skin looks too, and lately I've been feeling good about my skin, so you know, that can help a multitude of things, you know. So apparently Meghan Markle did calligraphy for Paula Patton and Robin Thicke's wedding invitations. You know, she did all that writing, which I had no idea. I think that's super cool. I used to love calligraphy when I was in like grade school. I was like obsessed. So a new product that I have is this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Color Corrector. This is, I guess, yellow. It's to brighten dullness. I do have this in green, and I think I bought all of the colors for future giveaways. I think I purchased purple, and I think I also have one that was just in a recent haul that's in like a peach, and it covers dark circles. So again, comes with this little applicator, which I usually really like, and a lid that you take off. And so I'm just gonna kind of use this as my concealer. So Jaleel White, and we all remember him as Urkel or Steve Urkel back in the day on Family Matters. He apparently voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in some different animated cartoons, which I did not know. I don't feel like this one here is doing a whole lot. I used the green and I think my last Get Ready With Me, and that one worked really nice. This one doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of anything. So I do think I'm gonna go under my eyes with some of that Shop Miss A concealer. And I do have some of these little blenders, so I'm gonna use one of these. So far, you know, they're kind of useless. Actually, I kind of found the best use for these is kind of for putting powder under my eyes. But other than that, I think I like my brush method better. And then if I want to just use the pointed end of a regular sponge. So I am going to use some powder. This is the Hard Candy. This was just in a recent haul. It's the Hard Candy Bake, Brighten, and Set Oil-Free Loose Powder. This is in Banana. I did buy one for me and one for you guys as well. And I just closed a giveaway. And I promise I will do another one again real soon. Let's see, to bake or not to bake? That is the question. I'm going to use my sponge right here and just kind of put this where I want it. So apparently Rob Lowe is deaf in his right ear. I had no idea. So far I like this. Definitely comment down below if there was any of these facts you did not know and were just as surprised as I was. Apparently Dennis Quaid is a trained ballet dancer, which is surprising in a way and then another way not. This is okay, the color's a little weird compared to like other banana powders, but with everything it'll all even out. But really a very nice powder, especially for $1, and it is a brand name, which is always nice. So I don't have a new bronzer, but I did find this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is in Caramel Toffee, and I have bought this before. I don't know if it was this shade, but yeah, at Dollar Tree. So again, I think this is usually less than $5 anyway, but they just happen to have these at the Dollar Tree. And I'm actually gonna use this for contour and my bronzer, because really it's, the dark shade is just a matte bronzer. I always run out of the light shade way sooner than the dark shade, so it's good to have another use for it. So I just have like a double-ended contour brush. This is a great contour kit. Like I said, I've owned a couple of these. So apparently Jake Gyllenhaal learned to drive from Paul Newman. And it's not really that crazy because his parents were both in the entertainment business. They were directors and screenwriters, so they had famous friends. But yeah, it is still pretty cool to think he learned how to drive from Paul Newman, you know. It'd be like Dolly Parton teaching you how to drive. That is really nice. So I'm gonna apply contour after blush. So now I'm just gonna kind of take a little bit and kind of apply it as a bronzer, kind of drag it down my neck. So for blush, I found these as well. It's the Wet n Wild Color Icon Baked Blush. This is a limited edition. This is in Dare to Soar. It's a little bright, it's a little shimmery, but I had to pick it up for $1, of course. Really beautiful shade. Let's swatch it real quick. And it's got a little hummingbird on it. Gosh, that's beautiful. I don't even think the camera does it justice. And I'm gonna go very, very, very light-handed with this. God, that's just beautiful. Very light-handed. Seems very creamy. It's not, there's no fallout at all. I was a little worried, but no, it's actually very pretty. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, it is exactly what it looks like, which means I'm gonna probably put it on and then I'm gonna like buff it out. But that is a gorgeous effect. I definitely don't have anything quite like this in my collection. That's really pretty. Again, very light-handed, beautiful. Like I said, very different, but wearable at the same time, which I wasn't sure, but it is very wearable. So now I'm gonna go back into that contour kit, the other end of my brush, and use the light shade. Just kind of highlight my jaw just a little bit. Love this. Definitely, if you want a contour kit and see this at Dollar Tree, definitely pick it up. So with a foundation that isn't the LA Colors one, like one that I have that's a little bit more full coverage or a little bit more matte, my intention is to mix this in with it, but I didn't want to do that with this particular foundation, but I do want to use this as my highlighter, and it is this Hard Candy Instant Radiance Sheer Envy Dewy Elixir Galactic Glow All Over Instant Radiance. It's a liquid luminizer. I'm gonna shake it up, and I'm just gonna place a little bit, just to give a little bit of a glow. I'm just gonna start out with a little bit. I'll probably tap some on and then use a brush to kind of buff it in. So when Christopher Walken was 16, he was apparently a lion tamer, and he got that job apparently by just answering like a newspaper ad. He was an assistant lion tamer, so he assisted a lion tamer, which still you gotta kind of get in there with the lions, I guess, right? That is beautiful. And a little goes a long way. And again, I'm very excited to at some point mix this in with some foundation. But it's a very wearable shade. It's like a pearl white. Doesn't cast too much of a white sheen. Very pretty. I think we've saved the face and the eyebrows with some of these products for sure. So now I'm gonna finish up my eyes. I'm gonna go into my inner corner. My eyelash is wanting to come off, but I'm not gonna let it. So I'm gonna go on to the inner part of my eye, kind of the inner part with the lightest shimmer in this palette. And I'm gonna use like a small flat brush, like this one right here. And of course I'm going to spray. So apparently Leonardo DiCaprio's mom was looking at a Leonardo da Vinci painting when Leonardo DiCaprio kicked in her belly for the first time. So hence the name Leonardo. That just kind of brightens it up a little bit, just very subtle, so gorgeous. I love this little palette. These shades are just something that I've been needing. They've been missing in my collection and I've just been needing them in my life. So I couldn't be more pleased with the purchase. So now for the inner corner, I picked this up at Ulta the other day. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Glitter Shadow. This is in Disco Queen. And I'm gonna use this in my inner corner. It's kind of little. And again, under $5. And I'm gonna use a little thin precision brush. This is how I really kind of like to apply these. This is of course an unnecessary extra step. I've been wearing my makeup so simple in my last several videos that I was wanting to do something kind of fun. And of course, like I said, I had been promising a green look to several of my Dollar Divas and I have been failing miserably, so here it is. So apparently Bill Murray was arrested at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, which, fun fact, I have slept in that airport before. It was around his 20th birthday, and he was joking that he had a bomb in his luggage, which you don't do, Bill. And he didn't, of course, but when they searched him, he did have 10 pounds of marijuana. So he was able to avoid jail, but he did spend 5 years on probation, which I'm sure he learned his lesson. So now I'm gonna finish under my eyes and a little under the brow bone highlight. For under my brow bone, I'm gonna put a little bit of this liquid highlight on a very small brush. I'm gonna put it on my little precision brush. And I just wanna add a little bit of shimmer under that brow bone. Just wanted a little subtle highlight. That's all I wanted there. For underneath the eyes, I'm gonna kind of dip into these two matte green shades and just kind of smoke it out. So I don't know how many of you knew this, but Elvis Presley had a twin brother named Jesse who was stillborn. And he was an identical twin. And Elvis kind of throughout his life and career referred to him as his spiritual bodyguard. So last but not least, I'm gonna finish with lips. I bought this a while back at the Dollar Tree and I still see it all the time. It's this Maybelline, it's actually a matte eye pencil, but it's in the color Rusty Terracotta, which I don't do red eyeliner. So I bought it as a lip pencil. I think I got that as a tip from Thrifty Tiffany here on YouTube, who I love. And so I'm gonna use it as a lip pencil today. Let's go ahead and swatch it. That should be a really great lip pencil. And then for lip color, I'm gonna use this. I have pretty much all of these except this one. It's the LA Colors Moisturizing Lip Gloss. This is in Fruit Punch. Those are the two things together. Very pigmented in color for sure. So I got 3 more random facts while I finish up my lips. That is a really great lip pencil. I'm a little weird with lip pencils. I just don't always like certain shades, but I like this. So speaking of twins, Scarlett Johansson has a twin brother. Now I'm gonna kind of blur this out a little bit. apply. This is a beautiful shade. So the last fun fact is Justin Timberlake's mom was actually Ryan Gosling's legal guardian for 6 months while they were filming the Mickey Mouse Club. So they kind of considered themselves brothers. Ooh, I like that. I didn't want y'all to think I didn't want to do bright makeup anymore. So I hope you enjoyed yet another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, this time with some fun and random celebrity facts, all while using makeup that's mostly $1, but everything being under $5, and a green eye makeup look finally. So I will have my entire Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist linked down below, as well as my Dollar Tree Makeup and Haul playlist as well linked down below. So definitely check out those videos, binge watch those, like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below if you were surprised by any of these facts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.